welcome back to another video. I currently have my little buddy here because he wanted attention, so we're making a new video here. I know you're seeing my face again. If you watched the update video, which this video is going to come out a lot later than the update video, it's making the same day. But for this one, I am making the 57 Chevy by Atlantis, and this one is fighting me the whole way. I know I said I wanted the challenge, and it's a challenge because everything needs to be cut and sanded, and it's kind of just a mess. But I'm getting there. I sanded the body and everything. I'm kind of just doing one thing at a time. I currently have the body painted one color, and that is actually red brown by Tamiya. I just took it outside and sprayed it with the can. So I'm going to paint it red brown, and then the roof I'm going to paint like kind of like a ivory, orange, yellow, probably sand, I guess the best way to call it. I have an AK paint. It's like sand. I'm just gonna paint that on the roof, so that way it's brown, and then like the cream color, and then I'll have the 4 white stripes going across. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I change my mind all the time after I do something, so I may or may not do the white stripes, but that's what I was leaning towards. After I have the paint and everything set for this, I'm actually going to take Tamiya's Pearl Clear and spray that over the whole thing to give it kind of a different look. I've never used this before. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Hopefully it'll turn out right. I mean, it's going to be clear, just look pearl, but that's kind of the look that I'm going for anyway. But that is how far I got on the body. Let me turn the camera over here. That way you can see the parts a little better. Okay. Now that I got you over here, I'll give kind of an even better look at the car here and how I got it set up. The chrome, I'm going to make gold. So it'll be like a gold chrome for the size of the car and over top. So it'll be brown, the gold, and then the cream. So that's kind of what I'm going for. So that's the body. This is the hood. All the fantastic connecting points and where all the giant chunks of styrene were. I do have the hinges glued and just painted the same color underneath. So that's how that looks. And then this is the hinge for this one. I do have an option to cut that square out and put a taller engine in there for the GMC blown. And I'm just going with the stock. And then here's the doors. Well, one door. And the other door. So I did have this all taped together and pretty much was moving the doors and stuff. So everything does work very nicely for hinge and opening. This is how far as I got on the engine. This one was put together different from all the others. So it's not in half and 2 pieces. It's actually... So like right here, you can kind of see this from side to side is 1 piece. And then the top half is 4 different pieces. So it's actually 2 halves and then 2 halves. You push them together and then... Yeah, so it is a little different. But I mean, other than that, the rest of it goes like all the other engines that go together. Then you get the transmission piece, and then these 2 pieces are in halves. So other than that, I mean, it goes together kind of normal, but they always have kind of these funky ways of putting engines together. See what I mean? But this is 1 piece and 2 halves. This is different from the normal engines that all the other kits have. There's a rear differential. Easy peasy to put together. Here is the front seat. The seat belts molded into it. And the dash. A lot of nice detail in there. And then for the doors, the inside of the doors, there's two different options you have. So one's, I guess, is ribbed, and the other one is like fabric or wood, whatever you want to paint that as. But it's on the back side of the other. So it's not two separate pieces, you get to choose which side you want to use, which I think is cool. I'm gonna go with this one down here. So it'll be this side. That'll be my interior, kind of matches seats. These pieces here are actually hold the doors and the hood and trunk on. So let's see. I'll use the trunk. So there's little rivets or a couple things in the car that this will hook onto, and then the hinge itself will go in that line for the door. But for the trunk here, how it'll set up in there is like this, and that way it just hinges. But that's for all of them, and I did sit here and sand them quite a bit. I might have to re-sand them because there's paint on them. You know, when you get paint on things, it changes how things work. But that's what these pieces are. I got them all nice and cleaned up. Just for the door and for the hood. This is the inside, and underneath, I see this is already glued on. I put the front together, glued it together. The wheels are not going to turn because of how this is sitting, so I just had to glue everything. It was all pretty much kind of loose, and I had to fight to get it in there. This is the interior. It's kind of carpeted. I'm just going to put my own flocking over it. This is the inside for the trunk. This was a separate piece. I just glued it down in there. I'm just going to paint it all the same color. There was a couple holes here. They were already there, so I just made them bigger. I don't know exactly what's going to go there, but it'll work. You can still see I have some more flash that I missed here. It's very easy to do. Oh well. But that's for the bottom. This piece, I'm guessing, is for the trunk or something. I don't know what this is for, but I don't know. It's some piece for the inside interior. This is the inside of the back of the car, and it only gives you one option for this, so that's pretty much why I chose this side to go with it, so it matches instead of having it like that. So this is for the side panel for the rear seats, and then here is the rear seat. Let's see what else I got. This is the wheel backings, exhaust. Like I said, pretty much just a lot of cleanup. You can still see all the injector markings that are everywhere on this thing. These are the inside fenders for the front engine bay. I just glued these hoses or whatever these are on the front. Fuel pan, radiator, I glued 2 horns on, and then the firewall. And then if you can see, I actually drilled out some holes here because I planned on putting some small wires in here just to make them pop out more. So I drilled where they end, and I left the markings. That way I can just follow the markings and glue them to the firewall. That way I know I'm going in the right direction. I need to drill out the engine, but that's still, I just finished gluing it together so that can dry. These pieces are for the drag version, which obviously I'm not using. More wheel pieces, 2 different steering wheels. I'm guessing this is for the race version. I'll be using this one. And then more pieces for the shocks. You can lift or lower the car. Gives you an option. More springs and other stuff, drive shaft. There's a few extra pieces in this. And these are extra pieces for the different engines. You can the 6 carb, the 6 carburetor or the GMC blown, all different pieces in here. I left a distributor here because I plan on putting my own in there. More pieces of exhaust, fuel tank. I need to cut those off and paint those. The battery, I drilled out 2 holes. I know the holes are a bit bigger than it should be, but I'll have wires going in there. Pedals, just different manifolds. But as you can kind of tell, there's still some flash and mess and still on this. And this is the chrome tree. So these, when I do this, I may have to strip the chrome and repaint my own based on all the injector marks that are here. So this should be fun. Flash. Yeah, those headlights are definitely gonna have to be trimmed. So yeah, this Atlantis kits are always fun. But that's that. And then this is the decal sheet. And it's funny because there's some nice gold lines on there. But the guy in the car here, Mr. Gasser, shows him like yellow and orange. But on the box, it shows him green, so a little different. I don't know, I think it's kind of funny. I was kind of expecting him to be green, just like the box. But there's that. And then, let's see here. What else is in here? The windows, of course. Got the front, rear, the sides, the side doors, headlights. These are the windows for this. And then here are the tires. And these tires feel like the Mobius tires. They're very nice. And like real rubber. Like they feel like they come straight from Mobius. I actually like these. These are pretty good. But there's nothing on them. No names, no nothing. They're just blank. Directional. So these are tires are actually pretty good. Best thing in the kit. So that is it for the intro of this car. Obviously I have a lot of work to do still. I will try and update this as best as I can, or whenever I remember to, because I forget a lot. Yes, I know. Anyway, I will have another update video soon, hopefully. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next.